Welcome back. A Rosemount High School student is getting recognized as a future medical leader. Elise is going to be a delegate to the Congress of Future Medical Leaders this June at the University of Massachusetts Lowell.
So her interest in the medical field was prompted by her younger sister, Julia, because she lives with a condition called misophonia. It is when certain unharmful sounds, mundane sounds, can feel intense and awful to the person who has it. And the two girls are here to share their stories with us. Welcome to Minnesota Live, you guys. Good to see you.
Thank you.
I was just during commercial break, I was saying, well, this is great. You guys got to get out of school for the day. And they're like, no, we're on spring break.
We're on spring break, so we had to get up earlier than we normally would have. You might be sleeping. Well, thank you for being here, both of you.
Thank you.
And congratulations, Elise, on this selection. This is very exciting. You are very involved. We have like a whole list of things that you're involved in at school. Maybe just give us an idea of how busy you are and why you like to be so busy in all these great organizations.
Well, I do, as you said, so many things. I do basketball, I do speech, I have my work. I love to keep busy because I think that it's important to. I think that...
You feel more organized?
Yeah.
I always feel more organized when I'm busy.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You delegate your time, right?
So tell us about the future medical leadership and how that's all worked.
Yeah, so it's founded through, it's a congress that was founded many years ago. It's based on academics and leadership and based on your interest in the medical field.
Okay,
And then someday you see yourself getting into the medical field.
Absolutely.
No question about it.
No question about it.
Okay, good.
Okay, and the reason you're inspired to get into the medical realm is because of your sister.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so Julia, you have something called misophonia. Explain maybe in the easiest way possible what that even means for you.
So for me, it's mostly just like I'll hear a noise and, well, normal people, if they didn't like it, they would like usually just be like, that's a weird noise. But for me, my body tends to like move on its own. Like I'll jerk my head or I'll like sometimes I'll make noises like I'll like yell or like stomp my leg and something I don't even think, but it's just like subconscious. I just make a reaction.
Okay.
And how long have you noticed this issue?
So it started like towards the end of 5th grade. That's when I started to notice that this was happening, because I can't really think of a time. Like, of course I had noises I didn't like, but when I hit like the end of 5th grade, I think that's when it started to get just like out of control for me.
Yeah, I like how you described it. There are things noises I hear that I'm like, ooh, like I think about like most people don't like the nails on a chalkboard situation, but this is more of an extreme thing. Like it's more than just someone chewing. It's sounds that you can't shake, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You have something like
Wow, and you said that your mom has had the same experience, and at what point did you guys figure out that this was not just something that was annoying you, but it was like something beyond that?
I don't really know when my mom figured it out, but throughout my entire life, she's always said she had this. And for me, I just looked up, like when you don't like noises.
Yeah.
And that's what came up, and I read the description, and it felt just like so much like me. And I explained it to my dad, because my mom already kind of got it, and I explained it to my dad, and he was very like supportive. He goes to all of these he'll like do so much research and buy so many like books trying to understand it. And I don't think I could have I don't think that I'd be so like developed in my coping mechanisms if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, speaking of coping mechanisms, what kinds of things do you and your family do to help Julia with this?
Well, we try with either music or with distractions all the time. We are very supportive of her whenever we can be. At school, we have her bring headphones, and we have her bring her friends around. She has her own school counselor that she talks to. And while we're at home, we do our best to accommodate.
Yeah.
How do you feel this experience with a family member or family members will help you as you get older and you go to school and you start to go the direction that you want to go in the medical field?
I think it's really important that I not only have a knowledge or medical standpoint, but I also have a family standpoint, that I don't just want to cure misophonia, I want to understand it. And I think that is something that not a lot of people have, because it's actually a more common thing that you would think, but it's really, no one knows anything about it. They don't know why it happens or if it's genetic. We don't know how it's genetic. So we don't know if it's mutation or what exactly causes it. So I think it's important to also have someone who understands it better than I ever could.
Yeah, and you know, if it's not this, when you're a doctor someday and it gives you a better insight as to sort of how this affects people personally and their entire families, maybe not just the individual you're treating.
Absolutely. It impacts my daily life. I mean, when I get home, it's the first thing I think about is, how is Julia's day? How is she doing? I mean, even in my own room, I am careful not to make noise when I'm eating. I mean, sometimes we have to go to separate rooms, but it's okay because we love her.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
What a wonderful sister. Real quickly before we wrap here, Julia, is there anything that you wish people knew about misophonia?
Well, I feel like especially when people they think, oh, you probably just feel a little bit bothered. But for me, it's sometimes I'll get physically sick when I hear these noises, and I'll get it'll feel like a punch in the gut for me. Sometimes I'll start crying, or sometimes I'll feel angry. It's always a gamble to figure out how I'll feel when I hear these noises. So it's important to have a supportive family. A lot of times when I'm upset, I'll think about my sister or my dog, because whenever I cry, my dog licks my face, or whenever I cry, my sister hugs me. It's important to think about things that make you feel better when you're upset.
My goodness, what a bond you two girls have.
You guys are great.
You're wonderful.
Thanks for stopping by today. It was nice to learn a little bit more about what you're dealing with, and we'll see you in the medical clinic at some point.
Yes, you will.
Okay,
She's going to be a big
fantastic.
doctor. Just know it. Thank you guys very much for being here. All right.